Before independence came to the countries of the former Soviet Union, the countries of Central and Eastern Europe fought against their governments. In Romania, people went out in the streets and asked for more freedom and a new order in society. The old one was replaced without having a new one in place. The change came fast and for many unexpected. The old people in power could not stop the change. In Berlin, the wall came down. The population was overwhelmed and happy, at least for a short time. They did not really know what to do with their new freedom. Democracy and market economy were unfamiliar and had to be learned fast. The change also did not stop in front of Russia. A coup in August 1991 was the start of the end of the Soviet Union. Yeltsin was at the top of the movement, which in the end brought independence to all republics of the Soviet Union.
I declare all decisions and orders of the committee as illegal. From this moment, all local administrations will only follow the laws and ukases of the President of Russia.
Russia was ready for a new start, but still the meaning of democracy was hardly known by the population.
Democracy, what does it mean to you?
Democracy. Power by the people, through the people,
par le peuple,
for the people.
pour le peuple.
Democracy, certainly an abstract word. What is the meaning of power by the people? How do people organize the execution of power, the opinion making, the decision making? Today's federal system in Germany is the result of a long political process in which the Allied forces after the Second World War had a great influence. From a historic perspective, democracy is a form of state which had its origin in ancient Greece. Democracy is first of all power of people in terms of politics, execution of power of majority. It establishes conformity between rulers and those ruled. The modern democracy has also been prepared by the Age of Enlightenment and step by step paved the way in the battle against absolutism and feudalism. Only democracy can justify power of one man over another man. However, this power is not unlimited. It is based to a large extent on the recognition of rights of each person and rights of minorities, which are not at the disposal of the corresponding majority.
Des Einzelnen und der Rechte der Minderheiten, die nicht zur Disposition der jeweiligen Mehrheit stehen.
Elections are the main characteristic feature of a functioning democracy. Those who are not themselves involved in the political process through their office, they at least can vote and elect their representatives who in turn should speak for them. Like businessmen fighting on markets to sell profitably their products and services, politicians fight on the markets of electorates to gain more votes and extend or keep their power.
Regierungsgewalt zu erlangen oder zu behalten.
Sagen Sie Ja zu
Say
Europa.
yes to Europe. Go and
Gehen
vote.
Sie wählen.
Advertising is a good means to convey messages to voters. But before politicians stand in federal, state or local elections, they have to make their way in their own party. They have to convince their own party members that they are the best choice. A country like ours, which cannot fully rely on its natural resources, should seek its position in non-tangible assets, in good education and good universities, but especially in investigations that are on the crest of the global wave. And this is why it is an important point that we, Social Democrats, have placed in the centre of our economic policy the development of new products and new technologies, as opposed to struggling for reduction of costs. We say investigations and development of new products is a starting point. Keep the industrial nation of Germany in its present position, dear comrades.
Ein Wähler trifft mit einer
By
demokratischen
making his or
Wahlentscheidung
her
auch eine
democratic
Entscheidung
choice,
über die
an elector
Wirtschaftspolitik
takes a
eines
decision on the
Landes
future
und
of the
damit auch
country's
über die
economic
Verwendung
policy,
eines Teils seines
and
Einkommens.
therefore on the use of
Die Wähler
part of
stehen
his or
über
her
ihre
income.
Stimmabgabe ökonomisch formuliert,
Economically,
eine Maximierung
electors,
ihres
when
Nutzens auf der
voting, aim to enlarge their
Regierung einer
benefits
Partei
through the
oder
actions of a ruling party
Parteienkoalition
or party coalition.
Demokratie beruht nach unserem
Democracy is
deutschen
based, according to our German understanding,
auf
on
einer
a clear
klaren
division
Trennung
between those who make
zwischen
laws, the
denjenigen, die
parliament
die
which is
Gesetze
elected,
machen, einem Parlament, das gewählt
and
ist,
those who execute laws,
denjenigen, die die Gesetze
called the executive
ausführen,
power or government.
Exekutive oder Regierung genannt,
And thirdly,
und drittens
the judiciary,
einer
which we
Gerichtsbarkeit,
call the Constitutional Court,
bei uns heißt er
which ensures that neither the government
darüber wacht,
nor the parliament
dass weder
exceeds
die
its
Regierung
powers.
noch das Parlament ihre Befugnisse überschreiten.
Here a decision is being taken by the parliament.
Sollte Berlin als
Should
Hauptstadt
Berlin
Deutschlands
become the
vom Parlament
capital of
zur
Germany,
Regierung werden,
or should the
sollten beide
capital stay in
Einrichtungen
Bonn?
bleiben.
Parties have discussed all the pros and cons, and most renowned politicians have voted for Berlin.
Deutschland bleibt
Germany will not remain the east for the west, but will become a new center of Europe. Berlin, in this case, is a more favorable location.
Berlin liegt da gut.
Aber dies Europa, dies noch
It
einmal
has
zu
to be a
sagen,
Europe that will be
muss ein
more than the
Europa sein,
Europe
das
of
mehr
12.
ist als das Europa.
And this is why I believe that Berlin is a good location, and I vote for
Warum ich
Berlin.
glaube, dass Berlin ein guter Standort ist. Und deswegen stimme ich für Berlin.
Eine lange Debatte auf hohem Niveau
There were long
war
debates
vorangegangen,
before
bevor die
parliamentarians
Parlamentarier
voted with
ohne
no pressure from the
Fraktionszwang ihre
factions.
Stimme abgaben.
The tension is great. I will announce the results. On complete reunification of Germany and for Berlin, yes, 307 votes and 2 parliamentarians refrained.
Damit war die Entscheidung für den
Thus the
Umzug
decision was
von Rhein
approved to move from Rhine to Spree. Berlin is not only
Berlin, das
Kurfürstendamm
ist nicht
and the
nur
Memorial
Kurfürstendamm
Church,
und
it is also
Gedächtniskirche,
2 parts
das
of
sind auch
one
die
city
Zweiteile
which should
einer
grow
Stadt,
together
die nun
into
zu
a
einer
city capable of
funktionsfähigen
functioning
Hauptstadt
normally.
zusammenwachsen müssen.
The old building of the Reichstag
Der alte
will be the
Reichstag,
future
künftiger
residence
Sitz
of
des
the
Deutschen
Bundestag.
Bundestages.
The word democracy, what does it mean to you personally?
What it means to me is the ability of all the citizens of the country to vote and to choose the government, to hold it to accountable. It means that within that human rights are respected and that one has, as part of that, a free flow of information. The press is just not an add-on to democracy. The press is very much the vehicle for keeping people informed as to what's going on. And I think we're as vital to democracy in our own way as any of the other parts of it.
What does democracy mean for you?
To me, democracy means commitment to certain principles and values like freedom of the individual, freedom to express your views, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, free and fair, a commitment to free and fair elections, a commitment to giving the people the power to elect their representatives and to speak through their representatives.
To speak about the control over political power, how does democracy express itself? A well-functioning democratic system has a system of checks and balances. No power may ever become too strong. And this is achieved in a good democracy through existing laws that control politicians and through the independent press, which does the same if power becomes too strong. However, this also applies to press that may become too powerful. Then the system stops functioning and it is necessary to be on guard. This is what the English can do very well. They have learned well that nobody has the right to be too strong.
Dass niemand zu mächtig werden darf eigentlich.
Eine Demokratie ist eine Form eines
Democracy is a form of state where the society or majority may, within the frameworks of the society itself, dismiss the government above without applying force.
kann, ohne dafür Gewalt anzuwenden.
Ich glaube, dass die Menschen sich
I believe that people should be aware over and over again what it means to be able to express oneself freely and not to be afraid that someone behind may be taking notes when talking about something.
mitschreibt, was sie gerade Böses sagen.
This also
Das ist
means
schon ein
quality of
ganzes
life.
großes Stück Lebensqualität.
This is one of the most
Das ist für mich
important
fast eines
elements
der
for me,
wichtigsten
and at
Elemente.
least
Und
one
dann,
can become part of
dass
what
du
is going on
wenigstens
around oneself
versuchsweise, ansatzweise
and become
dich
involved in
einmischen kannst
politics
in
and
das, was um
society.
dich herum vorgeht.
I don't say that I have
die
a
Art, wie
great
die Gesellschaft
influence by
organisiert
voting,
ist, wie Politik gemacht
but
wird.
without elections
Behaupte
it
nicht, dass
certainly would be worse.
wir so sehr viel Einfluss haben, dadurch,
I
dass
just
wir
don't
zu
know an
Wahlen gehen zum
alternative.
Beispiel. Aber ohne Wahlen wäre es natürlich noch viel schlimmer.
Democracy
Ich weiß
is
einfach
certainly not
keine bessere
perfect,
Alternative. Ich
but
denke,
still
es ist
the
keine
best form
vollkommene
of state.
Staatsform, nur es ist unter den Unvollkommenen die beste.